During the first half of their round 14 loss to Canberra, Balmain's forward pack had actually dominated the Raiders' front six. But during the second half, Canberra's backs had cut loose, completely outpointing Balmain's three-quarter line, which critics claimed lacked pace and creativity. With that in mind, the club started searching high and low for an explosive back, and it's fair to say they struck gold. On June 30th, just 4 days after their 24-12 win over Illawarra, the Tigers announced that they had signed Great Britain captain Ellery Hanley for the final 3 rounds of the premiership season and the final series should they make it. To say that the signing had been a massive coup for the Tigers would be an understatement. Despite the Lions losing the Ashes 2-1, Hanley had been close to the best player during the Bicentenary series. However, British club commitments meant that the Tigers would have to wait another month before he suited up in black and gold. Balmain headed into their round 16 clash with North Sydney under a fair bit of pressure. Sitting in equal 6th, with 7 rounds remaining, it was almost a sudden death situation for Warren Ryan's men.
We're going to talk about that duel this afternoon. Freeman and Friend. Penalty, Balmain's way. Conlon will have a shot at penalty goal from here. 184 points last year. Can he put the first point to the match on the board? He has! 2 points to Balmain. The Tigers leading North Sydney after 4 minutes play, 2 points to 0. Scotty Gales, the dummy half. Conlon, Surinan standing out wide amongst the backs. The ball's gone loose. There's going to be a penalty. It's against Neil. The referee said he was in an offside position when he fell on that ball after it was dropped by Surinan. Dorahy to try and level the scores. Moves in. There's the kick. He's got it. 8 minutes gone at North Sydney Oval. The scores are level. Balmain 2, North Sydney 2. Elias thought about the kick. Gale, not a good pass. Conlon's got a chance here. Jack to the line. The pass comes away. And Russell Gardner scores the try. Good football from Balmain. They didn't worry about the fight. They played the football. They scored the 4 points. They lead 6-2.
Well, the pass from Gale here is the key.
He's only 12 metres out from that Balmain line. Open side it comes. Dorahy, the little chip and chase. Now back there is Elias. Dorahy's got it. Back inside the Friend. And this is a super try. The referee didn't signal fifth tackle, but I'm certain it was. And there's the kick. Here comes Bowstead flying through. Powell and Bowstead. Bowstead's plucked it out of the air and scored. Where did he come from, says Powell. Well, that's a lesson for the Englishman. 30 minutes gone in the game. North Sydney leading by 14 points to 6. Balmain with it. 35 metres out from the North Sydney line. Maguire puts up the kick. It's not a bad one either. It's right between the two of them. Here's a chance. Maguire's regathered it. They must score. They're in. Try. Powell. Darryl Powell has scored the try. Who said prop forwards can't kick? What a good kick it was. It was perfect. Look at this. He puts it right between Dorahy and Bowstead, and look who regathers. Last tackle against Balmain. All the North Sydney players down as if it's the start of the 100 metres. Now Surinan, bang! Try! Balmain are in, big ball Surinan. They just kept charging the line through the forwards. And finally, there was a chink in the North Sydney Bears' armour, and Balmain are back in front. They lead 16-14. The dropout, the error count, well, not a great deal in it. North's 32 as opposed to Balmain's 24.
The main difference is that North...
And Jack's gone straight through. This could be a try. Jack's got support on the outside. He doesn't need it. Oh, what a try, Gary Jack. Oh, gee. That came from nothing. He was left posted a bit there. On the quarter line, North Sydney. Spread right across the park. Florimo. Out it comes now. This is Ian French. Ian French with a bit of open space in front of him. Still going, Ian French. Stairs, delivers to Florimo. He'll score. Oh, good football. Florimo gave Ian French the chance, and he's backed him up to score the try.
Save, but would mean that the converted try.
Here's Elias. He's flipped the pass along Maguire's in. There's the kick from Conlon. 2 more points. The siren will probably go before North Sydney restart play. and Balmain lead North Sydney by 30 points to 20, and that will probably be the final score, because within any second we will hear the final siren go. There it is. It's all over.
It's fair to say that the win against Norths had been a very brave one indeed, particularly from Roach and Jack, with the former playing most of the game with a suspected broken finger, and the latter being forced to place 3 teeth in his sock after having them knocked out by an accidental elbow. Paul Sirinen was the star of the show next week, as the Tigers made it 3 wins on the trot for the first time in 1988, with a 22-6 win over Parramatta. This streak was extended to 4 matches when a sideline conversion from Conlon gave them an 18-16 win over Newcastle at Leichhardt. The team was starting to generate some momentum, but their performances still weren't exactly impressive. Their next win came against lowly Western Suburbs and Orana Park, 22-16, in a game that was twice halted by a stray dog wandering onto the field. Thankfully, Hanley was arriving the following weekend, and his timing could not be any better, as the Tigers began a 3-week slog that saw them take on Manly, Penrith and Brisbane, all of whom were battling for a spot in the final 5.
Bailey goes under a swinging arm there. Yeah, I think the ground record is somewhere in that vicinity, set in 86 in the clash between Manly and also Parramatta. Ward, more treatment for him. Roach is there again. Sirinen, like a magnet every time he takes the ball up against the Balmain defence, and another penalty for the Sea Eagles.
Well, the Balmain players are still moving around, still walking, and they're supposed to be motionless.
Strikes it pretty sweetly, turned his back on it, O'Connor. Terrific goal, great confidence booster for Manly. They take the early lead, 2-0. The commitment from both sides is enormous so far. 2 and 3 tacklers, almost to every man. Elias looking for some runners and some calls. Roach, now the penalty against Manly. Trying to put Brooks off the crowd. Strikes it sweetly. So they come together, these two sides, Manly and Balmain, 2-2.
Defence holds him on the 10-metre line. McCallum right over the top of the ruck. Now here's Roach. Roach dummies, got it back to Robinson. The pass to Robinson's picked up by Hanley. Now it's back to Roach. Roach is able to offload back to Freeman, and Freeman scores for the Tigers. Gary Freeman in for Balmain.
There could be trouble in back play. Steve Roach, King hit Phil Daly in back play. The touch judge is in.
We'll try another angle. And here's Roach in possession.
Well, Roach is in the bin for 10 minutes.
Yes, behind the off camera there, Roach has been put 10 minutes in the sin bin, and the try's been disallowed. Here's Roach again coming up, throwing a pass back on the inside to Freeman. Freeman comes up and scores the try, or what we thought was a try. And now Balmain are down to 11 men temporarily. Yardstick by which a knock-on is measured.
Hasler on the run around. Well, he's going to put O'Connor into the open. Kick and chase for O'Connor. Gary Jack took away the running for him. It's going to be a penalty. Now, I wonder if Jack's going to go in the bin. He is. 5 minutes in the bin for Jack. Here comes O'Connor. Strikes it well. He's got the 2 points. So it's Manly and Balmain. 4 points to 2. Smashed him to the ground. Hasler. Lyons. Long pass for Dwyer into the back line. They have numbers out wide. It goes out for Burke. There's the try.
And it's the last tackle for Balmain. They're just inside the Manly quarter. Hanley this time passes from dummy half. It's found its way out to Mick Neal. And then Pearce keeping the ball alive with a pass back to Neal. Now onto Elias. Shapes to kick, but found Sirinen instead. Sirinen got under a high tackle. And it's Hasler who'll be called out.
He's going to get 5 minutes in the bin for this, I think. It was one that missed. You know, he's a lucky boy. That's this leaping at the chest of the players that's got him into strife. There he goes, about 4 feet off the ground.
He's He's hit this one particularly well, right between the post. The Tigers are on their way back. It's 8-4, Manly over Balmain.
Elias causing plenty of trouble out of dummy half, even again. Now Roach is going to pick up the try. He can't, desperate defence. Oh, what a day for Steve Roach. He's cost them 6 points. And now a metre short.
Oh, yes, this was great defence by Burke, who's able to get there and knock it down over the sideline. Was it Burke? Rapati, I think, yes, you're right. Here's Roach steaming on. He tries to get this pass back on the inside, and there's the Manly player, Rapati.
Couple of tackles to go. Neil for Roach. The big man trying to stand, flicks one out the back for Hanley, picked up by Neil. They have numbers over here. Away goes Gardner. Russell Gardner for the corner. He's been waved out by the touch judge. Slowly to his feet. Away goes Haggett. There's the siren. And what a game this has turned out to be. Controversial for sure. They're going to talk about that decision in the first half. Roach, the sudden rush of blood to the head, cost his team 6 points. And in the end, it's Manly. After a real brawling match, have got away by 4 points.
What a dramatic game. However, the controversy wasn't just confined to the playing arena. Coach Ryan was absolutely livid after the game, lambasting Greg McCallum for his decision to deny Freeman a try due to Steve Roach's indiscretion in back play. It was about as relevant as if I'd hit Bob Fulton with a pie in the grandstand, Ryan said post-game. The actions of both teams should have been adjudicated on evenly, and they weren't. Ryan and club secretary Keith Barnes were fined $3,000 each by the New South Wales Rugby League for their public criticism of McCallum. However, the bearded schoolteacher was back in the middle again the following Sunday at Leichhardt Oval, as the Tigers tried desperately to keep their wafer-thin finals hopes alive.
Now the Balmain forwards pour in. Guy playing it. Penalty's gone to Penrith. This time it's Balmain up inside the 5 metres. So Baker with this fairly simple kick. Makes no mistake, the Panthers draw first blood at Leichhardt. It's Penrith 2 and Balmain nothing.
Maguire was bowled over without the ball. Pearce, quickly for Roach, he gets outside his man, flicks it back for Sirinen, out for Brooks, throws the dummy, goes back in, the defence holds, last tackle. Looking dangerous, Balmain. Well, the penalty, Peter Kelly is already up inside, there he is. Have a look at him, he was already up amongst the Balmain backline before the ball was even played. And no mistake from Brooks. So the scores at Leichhardt Oval, Balmain and Penrith, 2-all. To his feet to play the ball just outside his own quarter line. Cartwright. High swinging arm from Steve Roach. The ball comes astray for Sirinen. Out to Elias. Again, oh, what a tackle! Oh, look out, Ben Elias.
If he didn't have a bad back before, he's got one now. That was a tremendous hit. See this again, shoulder high. Drove him back 6 feet. The State Bank replay is a cruel thing to watch. That's a terrible tackle. Totally legitimate, nothing wrong with it, but my heavens, it really contorted Benny Elias.
Brad Izzard has come up with the hit of the year.
Now Elias running from dummy half. Does it get for him? He's over the quarter line. Pulled down by Baker. Last tackle for the Balmain Tigers. And a penalty's gone to Balmain. Yeah, stupid play by Baker. David Brooks puts him between the sticks. So Balmain have hit the front here at Leichhardt. 4-2 over Penrith. One player that is not there for Balmain today after a nose operation is Michael Neal. He's with Bill Anderson sideline.
Mick, 4 points to 2. That's a handy lead considering you're going into the win.
Hold it there, Bill, because Big Block has got a pass away to Robinson. Robinson down the touchline. Infield pass for Hanley. Hanley looks for support. Is it there? Yes, it's there. English have it running Elias. Elias will score onto the post. A sensational Balmain try. Started by number 11, Steve Roach. Oh, splendid stuff. Beautiful football.
Plenty of catching and passing. We mentioned it in the first half. He's got to give them something to think about. Mortimer. Pass back inside. Izzard will pick it up. Gerard puts Bradley into a gap. Down to the corner. He races away from Gale. He's going to score in the corner. Well, they were really showing nothing with the ball, Penrith. And that try really did come from nothing.
This Penrith side playing to stay in the top three. Balmain playing to stay in the race for the semi-finals. And this kick is rolling towards the touchline, but Baker is going to have to pick it up. He'll have to pick it up. He didn't. It's a try. Coleman scores. Neil Baker went to sleep. Unbelievable. Baker stood there, watched for the ball to go dead, and suddenly, from nowhere, came Ross Conlon.
Straightens and takes the tackle. Plenty of back tap from Freeman, who came together with Guy. Dummying again from Elias. Nearly right through. Well, here's an easier shot at 2 points. It's not the Penrith Panthers' day. Right in front of the post. So Craig Connor there on the sideline at 26. Conlon puts it out of the ground from right in front. So an important goal that. Balmain 16, Penrith 8.
Now Alexander, who really hasn't shown anything out here today, but look at Izzard. Izzard's made a good bust over halfway now. Looks for support. Found it too in Alexander. Alexander in and out. Over the quarter line, still going. Got support. Got the pass away, which is picked up by Izzard. That is a great Penrith try. Started by Izzard and finished by Izzard.
So much emotion leading up to this game after their defeat last week against Manly. Now Mortimer with the cross kick out wide for his backs. It'll be a Balmain ball easy. Jack to bring it back. And with it, 6 tackles that should wrap up the game. There it is. And the crowd's gone crazy at Leica. What a superb performance by Balmain, especially in the first half. Standing ovation for them. Great performance by the forwards. And a magnificent first 40 minutes by Hanley. Roach, as I said, villain 1 week, now the heroes.
And thanks to amazing efforts from Hanley and Elias, a finals appearance was still a possibility. However, there was still a massive mountain to climb in the form of the Brisbane Broncos. Coming into the final match of the regular season, both teams sat in equal 6th place with 28 points on the competition ladder. In the worst case scenario, the winner would ultimately enter a playoff for 5th, while the loser would kiss 1988 goodbye.
Side Freeman, away it comes from Pearce. Pearce can't get the pass away. Tackle number 5 against Balmain. Freeman's in a dummy half. Freeman trips over the Brisbane player who has to be penalised. Plowman made no move whatsoever to get away from the ruck. Ross Conlon moving in. There's the kick. It's there. 7 minutes gone. The Tigers are in front. Balmain lead Brisbane by 2 points to 0. You can't really blame the ref. He only has one chance to look at it. We had to have a look at the replay to find that out, didn't we? Look at that beautiful pass for Miles. Miles in space. Miles for the line. Miles got it back on the inside and the ball's gone loose. The referee is going to put the scrum down. In fact, he's going to penalise Balmain for holding or pushing a player, is he? Lewis, his second kick of the afternoon, and that's successful. 16 minutes gone. Brisbane and Balmain 2-all. 18 metres out. Neil, blindside. This is Freeman. Freeman got the pass away now. Conlon away to Brooks. And Brooks is in! Oh, good concentrated football. And the Tigers have scored. David Brooks scores the try and Balmain leads 6-2. Good run from Wayne Pearce. 8 metres out from Brisbane's line. Freeman, big hands from Elias, away to Neil to Hanley. Good defence, but again he's got the pass away. Elias spots the opening. Away it went to Maguire, who seemed to be tackled before he got the ball, but it was a good tackle from Langer. Last tackle here for Balmain. The flick pass, and Elias is in! The flick pass from Roach. How did Elias speed that? Somehow, and the try's been scored, and the Tigers lead 10-2. Just inside Balmain's territory. Madison, Lewis decides to switch it to the short side. Kennedy, away it went to Miles. That's good defence from Podgy. And Miles felt that when Roach came in with the second tackle, didn't he? You could see him grimace. Last tackle against the Broncos, and here comes Langer straight down the centre. Langer, the little kick ahead. Tiger will win the race. This is a sensational try. Oh, just sheer magic. Brilliant football from Lewis. Brilliant timing from Langer. And what a brilliant little kick. Only champions do that. Wasn't that sheer class?
Well, Brisbane were going nowhere. The pressure of the defence was stopping them in their tracks, disorganising them, but they set this up.
Let's go down to the sidelines. Peter Wilkins.
Well, in the Balmain dressing room, great disappointment over that last try from Alan Langer that they allowed. Very disappointed about that, but Warren Ryan very keen on the side to maintain its concentration in the second half. The first 10 minutes, he believes, is the key to this match. For Brisbane, very philosophical, very calm, no panic. They just want to keep their work rate up. David.
The penalty against Balmain there. To be a bit puzzling.
Well, I presume the referee said that he walked off the mark. Was the best I could read it.
Lewis from almost in front. There's the kick. He's got it. 2 more points to Brisbane. The margin after just 3 minutes of the second half, back to just 2 points. Balmain lead Brisbane by 12 points to 10. And the referee blowing that whistle rather loudly there, saying, come on, you blokes. I want this scrum packing down properly. This will be a penalty. Goes Balmain's way.
Feet across against the hook.
And there's someone's done a little bit of back chatting, which means the penalty gets advanced, but it means they can now kick for goal. And that's an important thing. The penalty is now against Walters for back chatting, or for someone for back chatting. It means they can now kick for goal. From almost in front, Conlon, the chance to make it a 4-point margin. There it is, it's there. He's almost kicked it out of the park. Conlon has kicked the penalty goal and Balmain lead Brisbane by 14 points to 10. Hopkins a dummy half, 9 metres out. Away it comes now to Gale. Gale puts a little kick in. Gale gets it and scores! Balmain are in the top 5, or at least a playoff. Scotty Gale has proved to be the match winner. The little grubber kick. Balmain 18, Brisbane 10. Of course, the football finals start at the Sydney Football Stadium next Saturday. And there's the siren. Balmain have defeated Brisbane by 20 points to 10. The worst that Balmain can get is a playoff on Tuesday night. Otherwise, they'll be at the Sydney Football Stadium next Saturday. And you can see it all, of course, on ABC television.